Hi there, I'm Mila Sipka, and this is the Apatros Review. You know, sometimes in a 21-year hobby of collecting DVDs from various sources, from mainstream, grey markets, and outright bootleg markets, you tend to come across movies that you initially take to be interesting due to their plot lines, but once you watch them, you get one hell of a sinking feeling, even feeling sheer anger at how stupid or mentally deficient the filmmakers have to be to allow the sort of nasty, brain-dead creative decisions displayed here to be made in the first place. And that situation applies to the subject of this review, which is this: Look Away. This was a Canadian-American co-production released in... actually, it had its premiere at the Los Angeles Film School on 8th of October 2018. This film had a very limited theatrical release, which was in the United States only, on the 12th of October 2018, and was released direct-to-video everywhere else. A day after its limited theatrical release in America, the film was released in Canada direct-to-video on the 13th of October 2018, then in the United Kingdom on the 13th of November 2018, and then in my home country of Australia, this DVD came out on the 27th of February 2019. The film was directed and written by Asaf Bernstein, who also produced the film along with Brad Kaplan, Gerard Kaplan, and Daniel Lustig. Photography was by Pedro Luque, music by Mario Grigorov, and production design was by Tavo Sodor, who was a Canadian who did some work in the 90s. The cast includes India Isley, Jason Isaacs, Mira Sorvino, Penelope Mitchell, John C. MacDonald, Harrison Gilbertson, and Kristen Harris. Now, before I begin this entirely deserved burn job on this worthless 2018 American-Canadian B-movie that was, as I said, was released in Australia on DVD, this came out a little over 4 months after it was first seen in Los Angeles Film School for its world premiere, like turnaround. Let me explain two things, so nobody gets any wrong ideas about me. Let me assure you, I am not the kind of person who likes to watch underage nudity. In fact, I absolutely despise any sexual content that depicts underage actors or characters. Although there are cases where content appears from a country where the age of consent is lower than the system in the viewer's home country. I'll elaborate on that momentarily. As the shocked world saw when streaming platform Netflix released the now infamous jailbait flick Cuties, there are plenty of opportunities for fans of adult-child romance situations to ply their trade. First off, just to let you know, in my home country of Australia, our age of consent here is 16 years of age. This applies to sexual activity and nude images, with an exception for hardcore adult material, which is locked at 18 years of age last time I checked. So a film like the one featured here, if taken at either the literal age of the 20-something actress or the 17-year-old character they portray, is technically not illegal here. However, that doesn't always make it totally acceptable. Second, I came across this film by pure chance, not knowing anything about certain scenes in the film, only buying the DVD as a pure blind submission for my collection. As of the time of this review, I'm winding down the collecting phase of my DVD collection and moving into the compression phase, where I fit the DVDs I've spent the past 21 years collecting into their proper order. This particular DVD I'm reviewing here will not be joining my collection, as I'll be executing this DVD shortly, and you get to watch. My DVD collection operates on a code of ethics. Anywho, after having this DVD in my collection for at least 2 years, I bought shortly before the pandemic from a big W department store in my area. I finally managed to watch it. And boy, did I wish I never paid money for this unholy fucker. So much for the $10. Look Away is a Canadian-American B-grade production that was initially premiered in the States back in October 2018 on a limited theatrical release, before being dumped onto the DVD market in Canada and elsewhere. The story reads like a typical evil mirror twin doppelganger scenario. Maria is a 17-year-old, remember that one folks, high school student, who's rather withdrawn, having few friends. Her only female best friend is secretly jealous of her having eyes on a mutual male friend. So it's kind of like a subtle love triangle going on. And it's constantly being bullied by a male student to the point of having violent bullying taking place with relative impunity. Plus, her home life is rather horrible, as her mother is a catatonic wreck, spending her days being dosed up on antidepressants, while her father is a plastic surgeon who is secretly cheating on wifey with several of his female patients, keeping her unaware by skillfully juggling his appointment schedule. It happens to be a nasty narcissist of a father. I grew up with a nasty father, so I know I want to see one. Maria doesn't realize that she actually had a twin sister who was euthanized by their father for having physical defects when they were born. But the dead sister has stayed around as a ghost, posing as Maria's mirror reflection. She even calls herself Aram, that's Maria spelled backwards. One day, while watching Maria masturbate in the bathroom, Aram reveals her presence, telling her living sister that she can get payback for all the hurt that Maria suffered in her life, simply by letting them switch places for a while. They do this with a kiss through the mirror. Now with Maria's spirit trapped in Mirrorland, the newly liberated ghost possessing twin sister's body heads out to exact revenge on anyone she deemed wronged her sister. However, Aram's plans eventually hit a snag when she accidentally causes the death of their mutual boyfriend, shortly after jigging class had their virginity lost, and Maria decides to refuse to switch back, allowing Aram to complete her mission of revenge at the possible consequence of her getting recorded and arrested by the cops for murder, as one death can be explained as an accident, but a kill count of 3 simply isn't able to be satisfactorily explained away. The film had what was a potentially decent premise, something that many poor viewers did get sucked in when they bought the DVD, as I was. But after sacrificing an hour and 43 or so minutes to watch this sucker, and this was, I think, in NTSC format, I could not find any positives to say here. The script is a complete joke, as the film hits the ground running without bothering to do any exposition dumps necessary to explain setup before the film starts proper. A common film screenwriting mistake. As well as there being a number of plot holes big enough to toss that 45-kilogram schoolgirl protagonist through without her getting so much as a grace. My explanation of Aram being Maria's ghostly twin is never clearly explained in the film so much. So my synopsis was conducted from my advanced reading between the lines skills, and some creative speculation. All the evidence we get to put the pieces together are the ultrasound that opens the film, the photo of said ultrasound that Maria finds in the bedroom mirror. Seriously, why would the father hide that incriminating piece of evidence in his own surviving daughter's room? Is he nuts? And the dreams that the twins' drugged-up mother, a criminally wasted Mira Sorvino in frumpy makeup, has when her daughters decide to switch places. The plot moves along with a deliberate pace that proves annoying to anyone trying to take mental story-keeping notes, as not much story gets moved along, only a steady stream of needless material of Maria acting depressed. The acting is shockingly bad for a film of this caliber, with everyone acting in unconvincing one-dimensional stereotypes with almost no background to prop them up, aside from simple female best friend, mutual male friend to boyfriend, school bully, archetypes, and so on. So it's basically stock cliches and very simple broad strokes. The film ends on a note of inconclusiveness that will piss off just about every poor bastard who wasted their time watching this piece of borderline jailbait. Okay, so you probably reached this point of my review thinking, okay, so this is a crap movie, Miller, but what's the whole underage thing about? You haven't mentioned specifics yet. Well, I was saving my biggest shot between your eyes for last. It will come soon enough, so please wait a little more. Aram takes out the bully by kneecapping him with his ice hockey stick. The movie was shot in Canada, home in ice hockey, although it's set in New York, apparently. Then chases a former female bestie until the poor friend trips over and brains herself on the concrete wall. She really kind of gets away with that one. Then accidentally kills her boyfriend in anger by caving his skull in. Then, before finally confronting her father in his office, and slitting his throat in revenge for her own demise. Quite the body count, but this ain't that gory movie, as there's relatively little blood seen here. Nearly all the blood depicted here is CGI blood, an ugly habit in 2010's movie making that just won't die. Although given how CGI effects houses are the only industry in Hollywood that doesn't have its own union, the reason why CGI replaced practical effects in prominence is because they can hire these guys for cheap without paying shakedown dues to union officials. That's to be expected. That's why CGI is used these days, even for practical effects always being better. So that's it for the gore element of my review. Okay, now for the nudity. Aside from a female patient and the doctor father having her breast examined while exposed sideways for the camera, the majority of the nudity in Look Away is from India Isley herself. That chick. A third-generation genre trooper, Isley was approximately 24 to 25 years of age when she played this role, so technically speaking, no actual underage nudity was depicted, even though she was made up to look like she was in the mid-teens using some surprisingly effective makeup and lighting camera angles. But the twin characters are both about a couple weeks shy of hitting their 18th birthdays at the time of the story, so seeing a 17-year-old girl sitting in a bath with her breasts visible from a top-down angle, her entire backside and side boob exposure in a shower scene, another breast pic during the scene where she loses her virginity, and in a scene that has become rather notorious in recent years, her ghostly twin strips down into her birthday suit, standing fully frontally naked in front of her father in his office. Not to mention the sight of her masturbating while wearing only a towel. Well, that kind of shit is sketchy as hell, no matter what country you're watching this awful movie in. All the nudity is completely gratuitous, and it adds absolutely nothing of value to the story or even drives the film along, resulting in a film that gives you an icky feeling similar to what many people felt when they came across cuties for the first time. Not a good feeling at all. I've decided to destroy the only copy I have of this DVD, as I will not tolerate something of that sort lying across in my collection. So I'm basically going to execute this thing on camera. I've been collecting DVDs for 21 years and have earned thousands. I know precisely how to kill these things without a mess. Sec. Should use a knife, but a screwdriver does it just as well. Going this way because I don't want to make a mess. This one's fine. Usually it's easy with this. So. Taking a little harder than expected, but this is... I think this is a dual layer disc. Wait a sec. Yeah, it's a dual layer disc. That's why it's taking so long. Single layer disc is incredibly easy. Let me get my screwdriver. This DVD does not want to die. Come on. Actually, I should have just gone to the Plaza. Anyway. No, I've already cracked that. So technically it's dead. Like, yeah, dual layer discs are tricky. Like, okay, there we go. Yeah, it was a dual layer. See? It's dead. Goodbye. Like I said, I've been collecting DVDs for 21 years and I've earned thousands. I know how to kill these things without a mess. Enjoy DVD hell. Okay. Now, if you do come across a DVD copy of this film in the store market, please inform the store's management or market vendor about the underage nudity issue. Especially if you live in America or somewhere that the age consent is higher than 17. Do not attempt to buy the DVD or even destroy it yourself in the store, as that would technically constitute vandalism and fast get your ass shit canned. Let the store deal with it for you. As you expect, I'll give this film a D-, 1 out of 10, meaning it is atrocious. Stay away from this piece of jailbait. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. First time I've ever had to execute DVD on camera. I should have used a knife. It never worked. It's a dual layer disc, that's why it took a little longer. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, comments, or associated trivia about this review subject, please drop me a line in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. Hope you guys are staying safe, take it easy, and see ya.